Welcome back. Today. Have you ever wondered if that tiny 1984 1-cent coin tucked away in your change jar could be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, stick around because in today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1984 penny, its face value, and why some of these coins are worth big money. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1984 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln cent series, which has been a staple of American currency since 1909. This coin was minted under the design by Victor David Brenner, who first introduced the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln that we still see today. On the reverse side, the coin in 1984 still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo in 1959. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Depending on where it was minted, the coin will either have a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco below the date. If there's no mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. At face value, the 1984 penny is just 1 cent. However, these coins can be worth far more to collectors, depending on a few factors, like condition, rarity, and unique errors. Most circulated 1984 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc. These coins weigh 2.5 grams, with a composition of 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper. That's right. These aren't solid copper pennies like the ones minted before 1982. Interestingly, this change from copper to copper-plated zinc was a cost-saving measure by the U.S. Mint. Copper became too expensive, so zinc was used as a substitute. But here's the kicker: this transition also opened the door for some fascinating and rare errors to occur during production. And it's these errors that make some 1984 pennies worth big money. Now, let's talk about the superstar of the 1984 penny world, the 1984 double-die obverse penny. This error coin features a noticeable doubling in the lettering on the obverse, particularly in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. You might also notice doubling in Lincoln's ear, making it look like he has a second earlobe. Coins with this error can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on their condition. In fact, some pristine examples of the 1984 double-die obverse have sold for over $2,000. The condition of the coin is another critical factor in determining its value. Collectors use a grading scale from poor to mint state. A circulated 1984 penny without errors is typically worth its face value or slightly more if it's in great condition. But an uncirculated coin with no wear could be worth a few dollars. And, as we mentioned earlier, an error coin like the double-die obverse in top condition can go for a small fortune. To get the best price for your 1984 penny, it's essential to have it professionally graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC. These companies can authenticate the coin's condition and certify its rarity. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1984 error pennies? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Examine the coin carefully for any signs of doubling, particularly on the obverse lettering or Lincoln's ear. If you spot something unusual, it's worth having the coin inspected by an expert. Who knew that a simple 1984 penny could potentially be worth thousands of dollars? Whether you're a casual collector or just someone curious about the coins in your pocket, always take a second look. You never know what treasure you might find. Have you found any rare 1984 pennies or error coins in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on more fascinating stories about coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Next, today the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today, we're zooming in on the 1981 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another penny, but wait until you hear the stories, quirks, and values tied to this little piece of history. Part the history of the 1981 penny. Before we dive into its potential worth, let's talk history. The 1981 penny, part of the Lincoln cent series, was minted by the United States Mint. This coin features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. But did you know 1981 was the final year pennies were made primarily from copper? By 1982, the composition shifted to 97.5% zinc with just a thin copper coating, thanks to rising copper prices. That makes 1981 pennies the last of their kind for collectors seeking the classic 95% copper pennies. Part face value versus actual value. Now let's talk about what really matters: money. A 1981 penny's face value is, of course, 1 cent. But because it's made from 95% copper, its metal content is worth more than its face value. In fact, with copper prices fluctuating, the melt value of a 1981 penny often hovers between 2 to 3 cents. Face value, $0.01 melt value, $0.02, $0.03. However, melting down pennies for their metal is illegal in the United States, so the real value lies in their rarity and condition. And here's where things get interesting. Part 4, Collectors. Not all 1981 pennies are created equal. Coins in pristine condition, graded by professional organizations like PCGS or NGC, can fetch far more than their face value. Let me break it down for you. Circulated coins worth face value to a few cents due to wear and tear. Uncirculated coins can sell for $1 to $5, depending on grade. Proof coins, specially made for collectors, these can be worth $10 or more. And if you're lucky enough to have an error coin, such as a double die or off-center strike, the value can skyrocket. Some error coins from 1981 have sold for hundreds of dollars. Part 5, Identifying a rare 1981 penny. So, how can you tell if your 1981 penny is worth more than a cent? Here are some tips. Check the mint mark. 1981 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Look for errors. Double die obverse, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes can increase value. Condition matters. Coins with no scratches or discoloration fetch higher prices. Invest in a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Trust me, you don't want to miss the small details that can make a big difference. Why some 1981 pennies are worth big money. Some 1981 pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Why? It's all about rarity and demand. For example, in 1981, S-proof Lincoln cent in pristine condition sold for over $1,000. Rare error coins from 1981, like double dies, have fetched over $500. These coins are sought after by collectors looking to complete their sets, especially since they represent the end of the classic copper penny era. How to sell your 1981 pennies. Got some 1981 pennies you think might be valuable? Here's how to sell them. Get them graded. Send them to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. QQ. Do your research. Check recent auction results for similar coins. Sell online. Use platforms like eBay or coin-specific marketplaces. Visit a coin dealer. A reputable dealer can help you understand your coin's worth. And don't forget to join local coin clubs or online forums to connect with fellow collectors. So, is your 1981 penny worth big money? It could be. Whether it's a valuable error coin or a pristine proof coin, these little treasures can surprise you. Even if yours isn't a jackpot penny, it's still a fascinating piece of history from the last days of the classic copper cent. Thanks for watching, treasure hunters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more coin collecting tips. Until next time, happy hunting.